Back here with a look at Caspa. We've got Bitcoin dominance finally starting to do something. Right? Doesn't look like much here. This is on a monthly look. But if we zoom in a little bit more, we're going on a weekly. Right? You can see it's starting to roll over. It's lost that first support area right here. Okay, this white line coming up through here. Stopped in the box here. We put this box here, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And this blue line's a 786, and here you have a 702. We expected it to stop somewhere in this area. Quite honestly, I expected it to stop at the 618, but it ended up coming up through the 786 and coming up that way. Back here, if you look back here, right back in the past run, right over here, if you go from your top, and the start of that fall down to your bottom, came up to the 618 right over here, okay, and that's where it met its demise and sharply rolled over. This on a monthly. Look at that first red candle. I mean, that's a drop. That's a fake out, right? The green one straight up, engulfing green candle, and then an engulfing bearish candle came right after it, and it rolled right over. Right? Those out there that count waves was probably looking something like this. You know, 1, 2. That's what it was looking like, right? The 3 looked like a fourth wave pullback right to the top, right here. And here we go, 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 go. Nope, roll right over, and it ended up crashing. And the count ended up being down here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right there. Right? That was a nice clean 5 waves. Over here you can't count anything. You know, that's a mess right up through there. Kind of no strength until the end, that final push. That's where it got really anything out of it. And pull this up. Let's put this on here. Pull it down. You know, just a steady rise up. Nothing like over here. I mean, this thing, yeah, at times really fired up. But anyway, if we come in on a daily, take a look at this thing. All right, there you go. You can see the start. 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the daily. The RSI's, your daily. Look at it, reset. You know, so you're probably going to have maybe a 4th wave up here, and then a 5th wave down. That's just on the daily. Your weekly, that'll probably be just your first push. You know. Then a retrace, maybe a B, then a big C. It's got long ways. The yellow line here is the one we want to break. That's when we expect, you know, the party to start. When this finally gets down here, breaks this support that has been going on since September of 2022, October maybe, the fall and the winter of 2022. All of 23, all of 24, you know, and half of 25 up here. So it's been climbing up for quite a long time. Monthly RSI, look at that, rolling right over. So Bitcoin dominance, that's what we want to see, that thing crash over. Crypto bubbles, let's put it on a day. There you go. This thing was up pretty big yesterday, right? But not looking too bad. Caspa, where's it at? It was just down here in the last video, so we couldn't have went far. Where you at? Somebody out there sees it and they're saying that it's up like 13.5%. Oh, here we go. For the week, I believe. $1.46 billion market cap. Unbelievable, right? Jeez, I remember when this thing was well below that. 24-hour volume. It's KuCoin, it's not Kaspa. Where's Kaspa? Kaspa is still above $1 billion. Let's find it here. Right down here, number 41. 2.26 billion. Okay, that's better. 115 million in volume. I was gonna say, I just looked at this. It was pretty big. It's usually in the 50s. You know, ranked number 41, down 1 spot. And for the week, up 13.8%. For the month, 16.7. Just started to move, really. Just got out of a We'll take a look at the week here since we're here. There you go. That looks pretty nice, don't it? It's about time. That looks like the start of something, right? Most everything on here is up to average 20%. Some stuff at 27, 36, 29, 49, 27. Average about 20%. Look at Elgrand. I told people about that thing. It's been beat down, man. It's up 60%. Elgo. They had all them problems. Everybody bailing on them with the project and stuff. And there you go. You got a nice big pop out of Elgrand. That's good for them. That's good to see. All right, now if we go over into these charts, Caspa. I was looking at this chart. You can see here. This is on a daily. This zone here, pretty big resistance area, bouncing back and forth inside of it. These yellow lines. Finally got the break out of it. Right now we're up to the next zone above 8 cents. Really 8. Now there's the top of it there, 9.2. So let's put a line here. That's the next area we're going to get up to. Right, stepping our way up through here. I'm just using this for an example. So we've got that zone there. This zone here. It's probably going to be something like that, I'd imagine. Up towards our retracement, up towards 11. That's exactly what it's looking like, really. Now, what's going to go on in here? First off, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because that is the money maker there. $2.5 trillion market cap now or something. 2.39. Wow, unbelievable. $120,000. I'm on Binance's chart here. Cracking one more down. There we go. That's the one I want. Alright. And this thing is looking incredible. Busted up through that 102 area. But you can see this Fibonacci, man. This thing works. Right? 102 target here. Look at the resistance it had when it got to the 102 area. Resistance, pushback. And it finally busted up through it. These fib levels mean something. This level down here, the 1, look at resistance, pushback, push up, resistance, pushback, push up. So you can see it definitely, the Fibonacci levels work. Right, what we have in here, 1, 2, whoops, sorry about that, 3, 4, 5, 2 end up down there a little bit deeper, and I'm running it there, right about like that. Now is the party over? I mean, is that it? Well, first off, let's open this up a little bit, right? Move that out of the way. Fifth wave target with the Fibonacci would be about, let's see here, 130, 131. Right, made it up here to 122, almost 123. What was the high? 123, 218, $123,000 Bitcoin. Well, probably gonna end up around that 130 area. Now, is that going to be it? Is that when the big rollover starts and the alt season commences? The A wave down, altcoins start moving, dominance starts crashing, B wave back up. Altcoins still moving, Bitcoin dominance maybe retrace a little bit, then the C wave down, all the altcoins just killing it, right? It's probably going to more than likely maybe be something like that, and it'll take a few months, right? I mean, this one over here, each candle represents a month. That's when your alt season really started. 2021, I remember it back through here though too. We kind of had 2 in this run, but your big one was like right over through this area. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin once it gets at 130. You know, will it make it up to 150? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how much, you know, this market, how many people come piling in now that Bitcoin's 120,000 bucks. Is the volume going to come flying in here? We'll see. Right. So let's go back over here to Caspa and take a look at this. All right. Now we got going on here. You know, probably something like this, right? Like we showed 3, 4, 5. Where this thing's at now. If that's all the higher that gets, what will we be looking at for the next push? You know, 9.8, maybe up towards that 10.9. I mean, I would figure it would get up towards that retracement area. 618, 702 usually always does. Pull this down. You know, what's up in this box? I would definitely imagine it gets up there. Is it going to go higher or not? No, it's up here. The daily RSI turning back up. It's been up here for a while. So June 25th. You know, down, up, down, up, down, up. The weekly looks good. Showing a little bit of weakness there, though. A little bit of a rollover there a little. You can see it here, right? Pull this down a little bit. A couple things I'm very, very curious of here. I'm going to be keeping my eye on. All right, the monthly. Monthly is right down at the bottom. Now, what I'm talking about. All right. I can see that. I can see it in this chart. I mean, it's pretty clear. Right through here, we have a level. Okay. Yeah. If Caspa only retraces to here, and that's the end, doesn't make it up to this higher level. When the alt is will that be towards the end of the alt season? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to watch that. I see that in the chart. You know, and it grabs my attention. You know, this on a weekly. You know, unless it breaks up through this level at what is that, 11.7, and we head up to these higher levels, and that's taken off the chart. You know, that would make me feel a lot better. But on a weekly here, you know, this retracement back up towards 10.11 would not get us past this. You know, what would be the target for this? If it does do that, you know, say Kaspa only does make it up there, if it does, and that 5 wave comes in, that will push us down towards 6 cents. You know, where would that be? Right down, yeah, towards the down, 6 cents, was that right? 0.005. Whoa. Yeah, so you could see that a little bit clearer even on a monthly. Yeah, and this might not even happen. You know, I'm just saying, be aware of it. You know, just be aware of it. That would be crazy. That would put it below. Yeah, below penny. I don't know. You never know, right? On a weekly, you can definitely see the possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So I want to see it get up through here, this 11.7, and get this out of my head. Right. I've been looking at that for a long time. So let's get this next move. Next move to the upside here. As soon as Caspa is ready to do it. All right. In here, you take a fib and take a look where we're at now. I think we're probably in the same area. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, we're right at that 702. So we have one of two things going to happen here. Right now, if an ABC happens, then I would take out any idea of a wave 1 here, because that would violate it. All right, any type of ABC would take this down. down to about, that's a good number, 777, right down to there. Okay, now if it stays and it pushes up from here, you're looking at 9.8. Would almost make sense for it to pull back, right, to get that higher target. The higher you pull back, the higher it's going to slingshot to the upside, right? Especially with any type of wave. Maybe this is this would pull this back to there. Maybe this is your 1, 2, all right, and it's going to fire up a lot higher because, like I said, it would violate anything like this. All right, a wave 1 would come up here. So if this came down to 777, that would violate it, right? A 1, 2, 3, that would violate wave 1. 777 come way down here, that would not match up. Now, as far as a wave, say this thing did pull back to 777, right? Does an ABC down to 77. No, it didn't work out like I thought it was gonna. I thought it might throw it up into this zone here. So we'll see what happens, guys. We either have an ABC coming down to 0.0777, or the next move is up to 0.098. All right, has to get through that 702 area at right about 0.089. Okay, that starts to break, and you start getting higher push. Then maybe it even heads up to 10. That would be the next push up here. Okay, definitely keep an eye on that. Like I said, an ABC here just wouldn't make a lot of sense, but it could. Could end up being something like this here. Or up here, and then a 5 up maybe. Maybe that takes us up into the retracement areas, maybe even up above them through 11. We'll see what happens here, okay? All right, have a great day, everybody. Come join us over in Discord. That's a level 3 membership. We have 160 some people over there. We've got people placing trades every day over there, people talking trades. There's a good group of people over there. We'd love to have you. That's the level 3 in the description of the video. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching.